Half-Life is one of the most influential games of all time. You could split the video game timeline into what was before Half-Life and what was after Half-Life. I know it's been a couple years since Alex released, and it's been longer since we've actually seen Gordon Freeman for more than 30 seconds. Gordon, I'm f***ing begging you, please do something. But even now, it still has a grip on the gaming industry, and especially in VR, dude, I can't even look at my library without a Rule 34 picture of G-Man staring seductively at me. G-Man, more like God-Man, put it away your c. We've even gotten to a point where you could play the entire Half-Life series all in VR. And while I would prefer a new experience I've never seen before, I could definitely see an argument of getting people into VR with a franchise they already love. That isn't, Josh, please stop building dicks. We're trying to kill the Ender Dragon. Or, what the fuck is that?
I keep getting away with this!
Jesse, wake up, Jesse. We need to cook in the metaverse, Jesse. Yo, Mr. Wyatt, we don't need no cook, bitch. I'm a part of Viewie's Hot Gamer Club, all right? What is a Hot Gamer Club, Jesse? We could totally, like, talk with Viewie and other gamers like him, yo. Damn it, Jesse. You're right. I'm joining right this instant. Walter, I don't think that's such a good idea. Shut the f*** up, Saul. We're done when I say we're done.
But no, you just had to blow it up.
A game that absolutely needs no introduction. Half-Life 1 and 2 have undoubtedly changed the gaming scene since their release. With every iteration, something new and exciting has been added to fit the series and make it stand out from the crowd. From Half-Life 2's physics to Half-Life 1's,
I'm with the science team.
Once they released, they became instant classic for anyone to play. My favorite part being when Gordon Freeman said, "You stupid, you gross L plus ratio head crabs have my life at half health. I'm officially at Half-Life." Released in 2004, Half-Life 2 not only set out to become one of the best games of all time, but its engine source quickly grew into different genres of gaming. With Gary's Mod dominating the sandbox space, Counter-Strike Electric Boogaloo taking over the FPS and eventual esports scene, and please, Mom, I just want another title, please, don't kick me out of the house, I'm just trying to take over the class-based shooter genre. Not only did Half-Life 2 give us the source engine, becoming instantly recognizable online and letting plenty of fan games release because of it, but the Hammer World editor letting chimpanzees like yours truly make custom maps and mods for games millions of people already own. Fortnite Unreal editor, get that fancy shit out of here. Gordon, show them what a real map editor looks like. Oh, yeah. Show me that water texture again, Papa Gabe. People even got careers out of this shit. 2016 YouTube was like the Wild West with creators using Counter-Strike surf footage to talk about I don't know, I was like 14 in 2016, drooling over my papers in school. Baby Viewie type beat. But eventually Gabe Newell was like, man, I really wish we had something new to innovate with Half-Life and make millions of dollars selling products. Oh boy, I wonder what that would be. Valve in 2016 was looking outwards at companies like Nintendo who were releasing games on their own products. And this outward look spun in the Valve Index, which still dominates the high-end PC VR market to this day. While new headsets have released to compete in this market, the Index is still the leader in PC VR only headsets, even if the Metaverse fever dream has taken the #1 spot. God damn it, Mark Zuckerberg, you spoiled Gabe Newell's plan was, I don't fucking. But with Valve testing Half-Life 2 assets in VR, it was only inevitable to see all the Half-Life games get ported into VR after the Alex release.
Let me die in peace.
Thanks to the guys at Flat to VR, we're now able to play the entirety of Half-Life 2 completely in VR. And now they're even releasing a VR mod for both episodes too. Just a quick question, Flat to VR, really quick. How the f do you manage to get the source engine working in VR? Back when I tried Gary's mod in VR, half the gun models were just invisible because they were never meant to be seen from this angle. So whatever the Flat to VR did to get this working was nothing short of some Doctor Strange type Wizards of Waverly Place voodoo shit going on. This mod of Half-Life 2 in VR is what you would expect something Valve to officially release. Everything works as you would expect in VR. The weapons, reloading, grabbing physics objects, even the melee weapons have been fully implemented to work in VR, which is something Gabe Newell and the Brady Bunch wouldn't put in their own games. No crowbar for you shitheads. I don't know. How about a one-handed shotgun? Go eat a Gogurt, dude. My only real complaint is that the vehicle movement isn't the best, and that is not at all Flat to VR's fault. Vehicle movement in VR isn't that great unless that's the entire game's focus. But something like Half-Life 2 and its switch between vehicle and on-foot movement just doesn't translate that well into VR, and it's something that many people have tried to perfect and have gotten somewhat right, but it's still never going to be as good as you would hope it to be. But other than vehicle movement, this game plays great, especially since Source 1 was released nearly 20 years ago, which is sad because I'm 2 years older than Source 1. Even if you aren't on the RTX 4090 overclocked for the win supercharged Founders Edition graphics card, you're still likely to run this game just fine in VR. Half-Life 2 can basically run on anything at this point, so obviously running it in VR wouldn't be too hard either, and honestly this game feels like it would work great on the Quest 2 standalone. Not only would this provide a great game for the Quest 2 users, but it's something that the Quest 2 could definitely run on its own. Considering at full settings I can still see more pixels than Arola's alpha male post on Twitter. Playing Half-Life 2 like this is a completely different experience than playing normally. At this point I'm pretty sure I could play Half-Life 2 blindfolded, but in VR I found myself using cover, having to strategize where I'm planning to go next, and actually using my brain instead of b-hopping halfway across the map and never really paying attention to enemies or puzzles. I'd almost consider it to be like Resident Evil 4 VR, but this time it's made by a small studio and not backed by a billion-dollar company. Playing either game in VR is just a completely different experience to playing them normally, and if you're an avid fan of either franchise, it's sure to be something to check out. But wasn't the point of VR to play something new?
Now is left to me.
Don't get me wrong here, there's nothing wrong with the Half-Life 2 VR mod by Flat2VR. They're clearly all talented people and their work isn't going unnoticed. But a lot of people, including myself, don't have a reason to play this game in VR. We've already seen this game end to end, and playing it in VR is cool, but once that, wow, I'm really just walking around City 17 feeling is gone, you're just playing Half-Life 2 again and you stop playing. It's just like Resident Evil 4 VR. If you've already played that before you got the VR port, you don't really have a reason to play it again. I only played it because I definitely played Resident Evil 4. That part where Leon was like, whoa, Ashley, this resident is really evil. Yeah, Leon, they're real bad. Yeah, we should do something about that. And then they hug or some shit. I don't know what sucks. But despite how good these VR ports or mods are made, most people don't want to replay Half-Life 2 or RE4 again. They want something new, an experience you wouldn't get with traditional gaming, and that's where I think Half-Life 2 just can't compete. On Steam alone, not including the orange box sales, Half-Life 2 peaked at about 14,000 players, and the VR mod only peaked at less than 2,000. For context, something like Beat Saber and VR Chat both peaked at around 45,000 players on Steam alone, not including the Quest 2, but Steam alone. Thank you to our patrons known as Benjamin, Cammy, The Russian Reject, Red Niall, and Vexy for the support. If you'd like to get behind the scenes content, gamer events, and chat permissions in the Discord, it's only $5 a month. Once Valve finally gets past the decimal point and lands on a whole number again, it's over for us gamers.